Alright, let's go. Number 10. The self-destruction threshold. Intelligence is its own worst enemy. Here is a fact that should unsettle you. Every single civilization that has ever developed advanced technology has also developed the means to erase itself completely. That is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. Right now, humanity sits at what scientists call a Type 0 civilization on the Kardashev scale, barely harnessing the energy of a single planet. And yet, we already possess nuclear arsenals capable of extinction-level destruction, rapidly accelerating artificial intelligence with no global governance, and the demonstrated ability to destabilize the very climate systems that keep us alive. Physicist Michio Kaku has specifically identified this window, the gap between gaining planetary power and gaining planetary wisdom, as the most dangerous period any civilization will ever face. Most may not survive it. The universe isn't empty because life is rare. It may be empty because life is brilliant enough to destroy itself, and foolish enough to do exactly that before it ever reaches the stars. Number 9. The Great Filter. A wall most civilizations never climb. If self-destruction is one exit ramp, the Great Filter is the entire highway ending abruptly. Proposed by economist Robin Hanson in 1996, the Great Filter describes an evolutionary barrier so severe that almost no civilization in the observable universe manages to cross it. The terrifying question is simple. Where exactly is it? If the filter is behind us, if it was the near impossibility of complex life forming, or the rarity of a stable solar system, then we are almost miraculous survivors. A fluke of cosmic luck. But if the filter lies ahead of us, then every civilization, every one of them, eventually reaches a technological threshold and fails. Not by bad luck, by mathematical near certainty. The silence of the cosmos isn't a mystery in this scenario. It is a graveyard. And we are the next civilization that doesn't yet know it's already standing at the gate. Number 8. The Dark Forest Theory. Everyone is armed, and no one makes a sound. Picture a vast, pitch-black forest at night. Every hunter in that forest is armed. Every hunter knows the others are armed. And every hunter knows that the moment they make a sound, snap a twig, strike a match, call out something in the dark will locate them. That is the universe, according to the Dark Forest Theory. Popularized through Liu Cixin's landmark science fiction series, The Three-Body Problem, but rooted in game-theoretic logic that serious researchers take seriously, this theory proposes that the cosmos is not empty. It is deliberately silent. Every intelligent civilization has independently reached the same terrifying conclusion. Revealing your location is the last mistake your species ever makes. So no one transmits. No one responds. They wait in the dark, perfectly still, hoping nothing notices them first. Every radio signal we have blasted into space over the past century, a flare fired into that forest. And something, somewhere, may have already seen it. Number 7. The Berserker Hypothesis. Ancient machines are still hunting. What if the silence isn't maintained by civilizations at all? What if it's enforced by machines? The Berserker Hypothesis, sometimes called the von Neumann probe scenario, proposes that a civilization now long dead once launched self-replicating artificial probes into the galaxy. Their mission was brutally simple. Locate any emerging intelligent life and eliminate it before it becomes a threat. These machines would mine asteroids for materials, build copies of themselves, and spread across the galaxy like a mechanical plague patient, exponential and utterly merciless. They would not negotiate. They would not warn you. They would detect your radio emissions, triangulate your position, and fulfill their programming. The reason we have not been visited may not be that no one knows we are here. It may be that something already does, and it is simply not close enough. Yet. Number 6. The Cosmic Quarantine Hypothesis. We are the infection. Here is a different kind of silence, not a threat. A barricade. What if civilizations out there are fully aware of humanity? What if they have been watching us for centuries? And what if they have looked at our history, our wars, our weapons, our willingness to consume and destroy, and made a unanimous decision? We are not ready. In this scenario, humanity isn't ignored because we are insignificant. We are quarantined because we are dangerous. A rapidly expanding, resource-hungry, deeply violent species that any sufficiently advanced galactic community would classify not as a neighbor to welcome, but as a contagion to contain. The lack of contact isn't abandonment. It's a locked door. And the question you have to sit with is this: what would we have to become before they finally decide to open it? Number 5. The Zoo Hypothesis. We are the exhibit. Maybe the door is locked from the outside, but maybe they're watching through the glass. The zoo hypothesis proposes that extraterrestrial civilizations are not only aware of humanity, they have designated Earth a protected zone, a nature reserve, a controlled environment in which a primitive species is allowed to evolve without interference. They observe our science, our politics, our wars, and our art. They catalog every step of our development with the detached fascination of researchers who have seen this before. And they have a threshold, a maturity marker we have not yet crossed. The most unsettling part of this theory is not the surveillance. It is the implication that we have been studied, assessed, and deliberately found insufficient. That the universe is not silent around us by accident. We simply haven't passed the test yet. Number 4, the transcension hypothesis. They went inward, not outward. We assume that a sufficiently advanced civilization would naturally expand outward, colonize planets, build megastructures, conquer distance. But what if the most advanced civilizations don't go outward at all? The transcension hypothesis proposes that truly advanced intelligence eventually turns inward, compressing its technology, its consciousness, and its entire civilization into progressively smaller, denser, more efficient systems at the quantum scale. Rather than spreading across stars that are billions of light years apart, cold, empty, and brutally inefficient, they dive into the almost infinite complexity of inner space, simulated realities, uploaded minds, entire civilizations running on a structure the size of your thumbnail. They aren't broadcasting because they don't need to. They aren't colonizing because physics makes it pointless. They went somewhere we do not have instruments to detect, and they took everything with them. Number 3, the cosmic harvest. We are raw material, not neighbors. We keep listening for friendly signals, a greeting, a mathematical pattern, some indication that someone out there thinks of us as equals. But a civilization millions of years older than ours would not be sending radio signals. They would be building Dyson swarms, enormous networks of solar collectors, entirely encasing their star, harvesting every photon of energy from their sun with zero waste. They would be engineering entire star systems, redirecting matter, consuming resources across scales we cannot comprehend. To such a civilization, Earth is not a civilization worthy of diplomatic contact. It is a small rocky planet with useful minerals sitting in the queue. They are not exploring the cosmos to find friends. They are harvesting it. And the harvest is simply not in our sector. Not yet. Number 2, the planetarium hypothesis. The sky you see is not the full sky. Now we reach something that should genuinely disturb you. What if the universe we observe, every galaxy, every nebula, every faint light we have ever photographed, is not the complete, unfiltered truth? The planetarium hypothesis, which emerged from serious theoretical work on the Fermi Paradox, proposes that an advanced intelligence has deliberately constructed or manipulated the observable universe to appear empty. Not empty because it is. Empty because they chose to make it look that way to us. The megastructures, the energy signatures, the evidence of galactic-scale engineering, all of it could be hidden behind a veil so sophisticated it presents itself as the basic laws of physics. Every time you look up at a clear night sky and feel the scale of the universe, you may be looking at a perfectly constructed stage set. Beautiful, vast, and carefully edited for exactly one audience. Number 1, the signal was already sent, and we have already heard it. On the 15th of August, 1977, astronomer Jerry Eamon sat at a radio telescope at Ohio State University and detected something that has never been adequately explained. A 7.2 second narrowband radio signal, arriving from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius, with a signal strength so far beyond background noise that Eamon circled it on the printout and wrote a single word in the margin. Wow. It has never been detected again. No natural astrophysical phenomenon has ever produced a satisfying explanation for it. It matched, almost perfectly, the theoretical profile of what an interstellar transmission would look like. If the Fermi Paradox is the great unanswered question of human civilization, then the wow signal is its one moment of terrifying ambiguity. Because here is what nobody talks about. The silence didn't start before 1977. The silence started after. Whatever sent that signal either chose not to repeat it, or it sent it once to every civilization in range, and is now simply waiting. Waiting to see who writes back, and waiting to see who was listening closely enough to understand what that means. Outro. 10 theories. 10 different answers to the same question, and not one of them is comforting. Whether the universe is a dark forest, a graveyard, a zoo, a simulation, or a harvest, every explanation for the silence points toward the same unsettling conclusion. We are not the center of this story. We are a new entry in a very old record, and whatever filled those records before us did not leave forwarding addresses. The deeper we reach into the dark, the more it becomes clear that the silence was never random. It is deliberate, it is patient, and somewhere out there, something already knows exactly where we are.